Okay, so this video is the sequel to This Is What 1 Hour of Dying Light 2 looks like. If you want to start from the beginning, link will be on the screen right now. Also, this is your warning, heavy story spoilers are going to be in this video. If you would like to try the game for yourself in the future, click off now. All you need to know about the first hour of Dying Light 2 is it ends with getting a big hug from a long lost friend. We awaken in the tunnels, our saviour is gone, and voices sound from the depths of the complex. We venture forward and are given some human-on-human combat. We learn to smack, we learn to block, we learn to rocket propel vault kick. Could you imagine, right? Surviving the hordes of the undead just to die to a human missile flying feet first at you? I mean, that shit's pretty funny. The doctor we are hunting down shows up and performs a new, cutting-edge kind of surgery on the informant. We run for our lives and accidentally end up getting hung. Accidentally is in quotations. We are saved by a new man. Now, if I was him, I would be very worried. My last saviour, God rest his soul, is no longer with the living. I wake up, meet Hakon, get told I need a biomarker, and so we run off, leaping from rooftop to rooftop. In a turn of events that no one saw coming, things go sideways. We end up in the dark, no biomarker, refused entry to the bazaar. Once again, I find myself running for my life. Just the briefest side note, I am not a fit man. If I had to survive in this world, I would be so fucked. We link up with Hakon's friend Killian before heading off to the local hospital. Inside we find a biomarker, which it turns out is this cool bracelet that inflicts pain on the wearer. We're introduced to the infection timer mechanic of the game. Spend too much time in the dark without seeing the sun or UV lighting, and we become one with the zombie horde. We rush our way out of the hospital and into the brilliant sunlight. It's at this point that we're set loose on the city of Villador. I get my exploration on for the next couple of hours. I set off with no real direction except a windmill in the distance. I climb to the top. I rip open the power box, unplug and plug back in a cable, and we're back in business. Sorry, I need to make this joke for the millionth time of my life. The Far Cry tower is working again. Sorry, I'll stop. I'll never do it again. After this, I head off into the city with no real reference of where I am exactly and no clear objective that I'm trying to follow. Honestly, I just try and get a feel for the game. I said in my first video that I wasn't really feeling the combat. I can say, after running around the city for a few hours, collecting an assortment of different weapons and really getting a handle on the way the game feels, I'm converted. It's not as bad as I initially thought. This gives me a confidence boost to continue playing through the game. After spending some time powering up more windmills and hideouts, I head to the bazaar to do some side quests. And honestly, at this point, the game has my complete attention. There's something about it that just clicks into place. We're introduced to the craft masters and the whole blueprint/upgrade system, which I actually kind of like. After completing a few of these quests and doing a bit more exploration, I end up with my buddy Hakon.
You can clearly see the Peacekeeper's base.
So, we're looking to hurt a doctor named Waltz and find our sister named Mia. We're currently on the outskirts of the city and need to reach the city centre. Unfortunately for us, the Peacekeepers, aka the PK, have control of the only way in and out of the centre. Hakon, however, knows how to get us through. Let's play a game. Is this going to go smoothly? The commander of the PKs, Aitor, actually seems like a reasonable man. It's quite surprising, not gonna lie, I was expecting him to be a total dick. Now, it seems like the commander before him was a total dick, as he has been killed by someone from the bazaar. What? The people from the bazaar are peaceful as. What did I do? This is where the main draw of the story comes into play. Morality and decision making. At this point, I'd pretty much made up my mind that I was going to side with the survivors because authoritarian states can get in the bin. However, Dying Light 2 does, in my opinion, some of you may not agree, a really good job of making the player flip and flop between the two factions and who they want to support. This is the game's strong suit. It may fall down over the coming hours, but right now, this shit is compelling. I'm tasked with finding the previous commander's brass knuckles, and...
How did you get a hold of a peacekeeper weapon?
We all found it. Was wandering around with these punks and ran across a corpse.
A child has them. Look, it's either brass knuckles or drugs. I return to Aitor and promise to help him solve the murder of his old commander for passage to the city centre. Spoiler alert for all you at home. I have no intention of aligning with the PKs. I'm just telling him what he wants to hear. After this, I head back to the bazaar and meet a whole ensemble of characters. Carl, Sophie, Herman, Damien, Dodger. All of these characters are different and unique in their own ways, and this is where I can really appreciate the writing. I am bombarded with a whole cast of members, and each one is distinct from the other. If this is not a telltale sign of the quality that I'm in for, I'm gonna be sorely disappointed. We'll end the video with this. A side quest from Damien. He sends us over to his business associates who will give us the details we need. In stunning fashion, it goes pear-shaped and we end up fighting for our lives again. The long and short of it is, Damien's brother had been missing. However, he was not actually missing and had been tricking Damien into sending people to their deaths. We deal with his brother in the only way that we know how. Back at the bazaar, Damien has barricaded himself in the tower, his conscience weighing heavily upon him. We reach him, we reach out, but Damien's mind has been made up. He won't be held back anymore.
Because if I stop holding myself back, I think I just might be able to fly after all. Check it out! No!
And that is what 10 hours of Dying Light 2 looks like.